Hi everyone, welcome to a new Chapter by Chapter. I'm Di, and Chapter by Chapter are my audio-only reading vlogs for the Book One Cozies Club, or first in the series Cozy Mystery Book Club selection. This month we are reading Murder in the Margins, the first book in an open book mystery series by Margaret Loudon. I primarily run this book club in the Mystery Madness Goodreads group, which I've linked down in the description box below. We are mostly active in the group in its entirety during March for March Mystery Madness, which is a month-long reading challenge focused on reading mysteries. So for the month of March, you read mysteries, and that's participating. So definitely go to the Goodreads group and join there, or follow our Twitter, because announcements for our 6th round of March Mystery Madness should be coming soon. So back to what Chapter by Chapter is about. Basically, in these audio-only reading vlogs, I will be sharing my thoughts with you along the way as I read through the designated chapters. This book will be broken down into 7 videos, so we will be reading 3 chapters per video, and then the last video will have 4 chapters because this book does have 22 chapters. Due to the nature of this reading vlog, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't read these chapters yet, I would suggest that you not listen to these recordings until you have. If you prefer to hear my general thoughts on this book in its entirety, keep an eye out for my Book One Cozies Club series First Impressions video, which will be posted sometime after the reading vlogs for this book have commenced. So I am really looking forward to getting into Murder in the Margins. As you may know, if you listened to my chapter by chapter on Christmas Cowbells, or even listened to my Book One Cozies Club Series First Impressions video on that selection was December's selection for the book club. I didn't really enjoy that read, and so it's kind of brought me down as far as my reading goes. I guess I'm kind of in a reading slump, if you will. So I'm really looking forward to getting my reading mojo back, and hopefully this book will help me do that. Also, because of the way chapter by chapter is scheduled, it'll help me stay on track with reading this book, because I have found that I'm not really wanting to read. So having a few chapters a day, I hope will help rejuvenate my want and love of reading. And so, yeah. Margaret Loudon is a pen name for Peg Cochran, who has written other series, and she also writes under Meg London. I have not read any of the books from Peg Cochran or Meg London, so this will be an entirely new experience for me reading a book by this author. I am getting ready to dive into chapter 1 right now, and as I mentioned, we will be reading chapters 1 through 3, and so as I have thoughts along the way, I'll come back and share them with you. So I'm going to dive into chapter 1 right now, and I will be back with you in a bit. So I just finished chapter 1, and so far so good. Mention of a knitwear store, which is another thing that kind of piques my interest, because you may or may not know that I am a knitter. It's too bad, though, that there was only mention of her looking at a red sweater in the window before almost getting into that accident, where I knew right away that she was the one that was in the wrong. We're probably going to see that guy again, I presume. maybe a setup for a later romance, though our main character does have a boyfriend, which that whole introduction about her family and her boyfriend was kind of, I don't know, it wasn't really detailed, I guess. Like, what does her sister Beryl do? There's mention of Beryl telling her that her newfound position is not suitable, and where her mom, is objecting to her moving to England as well. But we don't know what Beryl does for a living. I mean, we find out later in chapter 1 that her mother and Beryl modeled, I guess, but do they actually do that as a profession? Does her mom still work as a model? Does Beryl still work as a model? None of that is clear, and I guess it's not really important because they don't really have any connection to what's going to happen because they're back in the States. So, yeah, I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say upset, but unhappy? I'm not sure what the right word would be, but I kind of wanted a little bit more as far as the background of those characters. But other than that, I am enjoying Pen as a character so far. I liked her little snide comments in her head when the ladies were talking in the store before the meeting, and how she kind of likes to be a rebel. So, yeah, I am looking forward to getting more into this book. I'm going to dive into chapter 2 right now, and I'll be back with you in a bit. So I just finished chapter 3, and so far so good. I am very interested to see where this story is going to go. I do like how we get little glimpses of the text message from her boyfriend, and then she gets that email from her editor. I also liked seeing how she worked through her problem about how to get her character into the basement, and then comparing what she had done there to what happens at the end of chapter 3, where she's going down into the basement to check on the dead body. I do wish that I had access to an audiobook copy of this, though. I had checked last month to see if it was available from my library or Hoopla, and it wasn't. I'm wondering if I should check again, because I have a feeling that having the difference in accents, American and British, will be very entertaining and would add a lot to the telling of this story for me. I always love to listen to books that have accented languages, because it just adds that little extra bit for me when consuming a novel. But like I said, I don't think my library has it, and Hoopla didn't have it. I will check again to see, but I highly doubt that they do at this time, which is unfortunate because, like I said, I do think it would add a lot to my reading experience on this one. But anyway, that's all that I have to say on these first 3 chapters. So far, so good. I am interested to see where things are going to go tomorrow. And so I will be back again tomorrow for chapters 4 through 6. Let me know what you thought of these chapters down in the comments below, and I will be back with you again tomorrow. Have a good evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.